Hey, what's going on, guys? So, it is iPhone day. iPhone 17 series is out today. If you pre-ordered, you were picking one up today, just like I did. In my hands is the iPhone 17 Pro Max in orange, 512 gigabyte model. Now, unfortunately, the audio for this video that I recorded did not come through. The perils of connecting an external microphone to a phone and various cameras. But it's all right, just recording some audio over the video. And you see the box. It's a familiar box. You've got the picture of the iPhone you got in the color you got on the front. Little illustration there. There's a kind of a slight bit of texture on it as well. On the sides, you see that it says iPhone in the color of the phone you got. In this case, orange. And on the back, you've got a bunch of information, serial numbers, stuff like that. And as has always been the case, very familiar, you got pull tabs to open the thing up on the top and on the bottom. What we're going to do today is obviously unbox the phone, going to set it up, and then going to try it, fit a TechWoven case on there as well and see how that pairs up. Of course, I've got plenty of videos on those TechWoven and silicone cases if you want to check it out. Check them out in the channel. And there you have your beautiful, beautiful iPhone 17 Pro Max in orange, cosmic orange, of course, being the official color. Top and bottom of the box, you have the Apple logo in orange as well. And definitely get subscribed if you want to see how this case looks with a bunch of different Apple silicone and TechWoven cases. Of course, I'm also waiting to get some leather cases in, probably next month on the leather cases. But within the next day or two, I'll have that video with the Apple cases and this phone. And you see that two-tone design on the back there. You've got this aluminum frame that is basically just one piece of aluminum, as you saw during the marketing material and the Apple event. And then you've got, just another material there because aluminum will not be able to wirelessly charge through it. And that's, of course, why we saw the Apple logo looking off-centered in some early renders and dummy models. But really, it's centered within that piece on the back. Unboxing, of course, you don't get much these days. You saw that braided charging cable and just some files, some booklets and just stuff you're probably not going to read or care about. But that's just how it is these days. Would love to have a charger in the box. But it seems like only the Chinese companies are still providing that. Not all of them, but you're not going to get that these days with Apple or Samsung. So the phone, again, in all its luster and glory, beautiful, a really rich, deep orange. Not a copper really or anything like that even though it's very metallic with that aluminum. Ripping that paper off. I'm sorry, like I said, the audio with the original video did not go through, unfortunately, so you didn't hear that peeling goodness off the front of the phone. Again, my apologies for that. But what I was talking about here when I was recording the video is that anti-reflective coating. You can tell when the phone's not even on. It was a very, very familiar sight because I also have an S25 Ultra and it's got that coating on it as well. And again, of course, you can see it more and you can tell more when the screen is on. But even while it's off, it looks much less reflective, much less of a mirror than you get with standard displays. So just taking a look around the back, the design, again, you've got that plateau where the camera housing is. And, I was mentioning this during the casing videos. I think it's a great design for cases. Now, I'm not crazy about the design naked for this iPhone, but that the cases being open on the back really allow you to showcase the color of the phone that you got. And it's not just going to be a case, essentially, people are looking at, and then some holes for the camera lenses. No, you're going to get to really pair the color of the phone nicely with various cases and so forth. And just giving you a tour around the phone. You saw the volume up and down buttons, the action button, the camera button on the bottom, the USB-C port, and the speaker grill. On the top, you had the 5G antenna. And you see that sort of liquid glass theme with the introduction, with the hello there, and just swiping up to get it set up. Of course, choosing my language, choosing my country. It was already selected there. And you can choose, of course, your theme, the appearance, how you want your phone to look. Do you like light mode better? Do you like dark mode? I've always been a dark mode guy since well before they were on iPhones. Actually, that was just for the font and the icon size. So I stuck to default. You can go medium and you can go large on that as well. Now, the iPhone 16 Pro Max had some issues, some errors for almost everybody at launch when trying to set up and transfer from a new phone. The code, it just was not reading that code through the camera on the phone you're transferring from. This time around, it worked out of the box, and it asked you to set it up. You enter your passcode, etc. Other than that, it got a little bit hectic, again, like it was with the 16 Pro Max. The phone wanted to update, and the update took a long time, as you're about to see. Of course, I cut out most of that. The update took maybe half an hour, something like that. But right now, what I was doing was just transferring my phone number over. Of course, as you know, it's eSIM. And so we transferred that phone number over. Didn't take long at all, maybe 2 minutes. I don't know if any markets are going to get their iPhones with SIM cards this time around, or if it's going to be eSIM for absolutely everybody. But of course, for us here in the United States, eSIM only. And as we were waiting for the update, I was comparing here for you the iPhone 16 Pro Max and the 17 Pro Max, and it really felt like almost the exact same size. Of course, you can look up the dimensions online. They're going to be slightly different from each other. But, you know, in the real world, in practicality, you're not really going to notice a difference in the size or the weight of the phone. Now, the placement of that 5G antenna, I think people might prefer how it was on the side on the 16 Pro Max, but not going to really be bothered with that as long as it performs well. Most likely you're going to have a case on it anyway, so you're going to, not really notice it or see it much. But it was a nice little touch that 5G antenna actually matched the part of the phone on the back that is not aluminum. And in fact, all of the antenna bands match the back of the phone like that. So again, it was still downloading the update, but lengthwise, thickness-wise, width-wise, it feels almost exactly the same between these two phones. Of course, very different designs, different materials, etc. And finally, the update completed and was able to pair the phones once again. Had that issue with the phone not reading the new phone through that code to transfer, to pair the phone and transfer. It did initially, then it did the software update, then it wanted to pair it again, and it was, kind of like the 16 Pro Max situation. But restarting the phone you're transferring from, your old phone, fixes that. You restart it, and then that prompt to transfer starts again. You see that. And so here we are, transferring my data, and as I do that, got the TechWoven case in hand in Sienna. Beautiful, beautiful case. And of course, I showed you how a bunch of those cases looked on those dummy models of the iPhone in all three colors. And I will be showing you a bunch of cases once again on the real deal, on the actual iPhone here in the next couple of days. So get subscribed again to see that. But in this video, I will put one of those TechWoven cases on the iPhone. I decided, to go with the Sienna. It's autumn. It's a really fall color, both the case and the phone. So let's stick with that. And then maybe in the winter, I'll throw the blue on there, which looks absolutely gorgeous with the orange. In the spring, maybe I'll throw the orange onto it. Of course, the phone, as you see, is still updating there. I was showing you that you see the phone on the front. You can see some of that orange shining through right on the edges. Really, really nice. A nice, even sort of bezel, I guess, look. A nice, really even look. And it, usually you can still tell what color phone you have even from the front. On the bottom, a really nice contrast between that Sienna and the orange. You have your cutouts for your speaker and for the lanyard, the new Apple accessory this year. I will not be getting any of those. And of course, on the back, which is what we really wanted to see and what we were waiting for, just gorgeous. A really nice combination, a really nice look there between the Sienna and the orange, the cosmic orange. Again, I can't wait to get some leather cases in a couple different colors, including maybe one that's kind of an autumn color like that to pair with the cosmic orange. And the buttons are nice and clicky. At some point, I press those and test them for you. There we go. Volume, up and down, the action button and the power button, clicky. It fits perfectly as you'd expect. All the cutouts and everything are perfectly aligned. And again, you see sort of the two-tone look on the case even. It's a little bit darker on the edges, just a little bit of a finer texture. It's not a solid, smooth TPU or anything like that. It is just kind of a finer version of the fine wool of the the weave you see on the back of the case. So it's just a little bit of a finer weave there. The Apple logo is a little bit darker. It looks like it's pressed in a bit as well. So that's not going to be the exact same color as the rest of the case, but it really is gorgeous. And we'll see how it ages. Fine woven cases did not age very well at all. But hey, I look forward to checking out how all of those cases look on this Cosmic Orange iPhone. It would be great if you could slap a like on this video. I'll have links in the description to purchase these items. And again, get subscribed if you want to see how this phone looks in a bunch of different Apple cases. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.